Hey everybody, Pat Kilner here at Tower Hill. I'm again joined by John Kirk. John, thanks for joining me.
Pat, thanks for having
So
me.
as promised, John's going to talk to us about market stats and just great markets in the DC metro area. John, talk to me about Vienna, Virginia. Phenomenal area. I'm a new buyer. Sell me on it.
Yeah, so Vienna is an amazing place to be. You've got great value for homes, obviously.
Yeah.
So why does that exist? That exists because you have great schools, number one. You have proximity to the city, number two.
Yeah.
Great public transportation, access to airports, and access to great family entertainment.
So because you have Dulles, Reagan, you've got the toll road right there. You got Tyson's. Talk about infrastructure.
Sure.
right down the road from you as well. Talking about this entertainment thing. So I'm a family. We want to go out on a date night. Where are we going?
Well, I think number one place to be probably is if you're not going to Tyson's for your date night, or maybe after Tyson's you're hitting Wolf Trap. You could hit
Phenomenal.
the Botanical Garden, Metal Arc Botanical Garden as well.
Yeah.
So that's a really good place for you to be as a
An
family.
amazing lights display as well in the winter. So talk to me about just brass tacks. I'm a buyer looking to invest long term. We got a lot of families moving into this area.
Sure.
So they're going to be in for 8, 10, 20, maybe even more years in Vienna. Good value for them?
Yeah, actually, interestingly, I was looking at like an 8-year, look at the market, right?
Yeah.
And what you basically have over the last 8 years is you have this sustained growth, and actually significant growth. We like to measure the third quarter.
Yeah.
That's when most of the settlements are happening.
Sure.
So you're
Gives
on the
you a
market.
really good test sample.
Really good test sample. So essentially you're up almost $150,000 over the last 8 years in the third quarter. So as you're looking at an investment, I mean, it's hard to look anywhere else and find that kind of growth over the last 8 years.
Yeah, especially that close in,
Yeah.
without necessarily being in the city per se. You just don't see those stats everywhere. So really phenomenal to have that. It speaks well to the infrastructure. Talk to me about days on market. I mean, how fast can someone expect to sell, or how quickly do they need to be able to compete in the spring market?
Yeah, and that's great. So as we're looking at spring market, and you can consistently you can see this over the last 8 years, your average days on market is actually right around 10 days on market in the
Yeah.
spring. And so that actually speaks to how ready you have to be as a buyer.
Absolutely.
And so as we're considering, folks come to us and go, hey, we want to buy in Vienna. Okay, have you talked to your lender yet? Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't talked to a lender, then we're going to set you up with a great lender. We want to be able to have our buyers be in a real position to compete and
Yeah.
win in that market, because things aren't on the market for that long.
Yeah, and at these price points, we're talking about. We were looking at the sweet spot. I mean, sweet spot between $600,000 to $800,000. That's really it's a big sweet spot, and a ton is selling there. But not only that, you've got an amazing sweet spot again, over $1 million as
Yeah.
well. So almost as much volume over $1 million as between 6 and 8.
Yeah, and statistically, it's amazing. You've got 188 homes last year that sold over $1 million.
It's phenomenal.
Just in Vienna. So if you're looking for upper level,
Yeah.
you can certainly get in there, and that's a great place to be because of the amazing infrastructure that already exists in there.
Yeah, and even so, that low days on market at those types of price points is almost unprecedented. So that's why we like Vienna. If you have other places that you want us to research for you, we are doing research constantly, John especially, throughout the DC metro area. You have anything you'd like us to look into, we'd love to do a little piece on it for you as well. Thanks everybody for listening. John, thanks again for being here.
Thanks. All right. Appreciate it, Pat.
Sure.